I'm live. Hello, everybody. Welcome. And if it's not Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time, you're watching this, that's a video, which is fine. So welcome to Tarot Time, everybody. And I see people are on already, so that's awesome. So good morning. I'm just trying to adjust this thing. Oh, no. At some point, I'm going to get some good streaming software. Right now, I'm working with a webcam. But anyway, thank you, Namaste. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Excuse me. So we've got a very lively week coming up. So this is be kind of a special edition of Tarot Time, I guess. And I don't think Sharita Starr is on. If she is, she will explain to us everything that's going on with the astrology this week. There's a few goodies. Mercury is coming into its approach now to another retrograde. I believe it's Mars and Uranus that's conjuncting this Wednesday on inauguration day in Aquarius. So there's a lot of revolution in the air. That's not necessarily a bad thing. So the first thing that I want to say, the first point that I want to make is this is an awakening. So no matter what's happening and no matter how challenging it is, hang in there because it's an awakening time. Let me turn my volume off so we don't hear any more pings. It's an awakening time, and that's what's happening. And when there's an awakening, there's a lot of shifts because the collective shadow has to rise to the surface. And that's what we've been experiencing with all the challenges that are going on. And we can find, 101 causes for why there's a lot of challenges in the world now. But it all comes down to an energetic shift because everything is energy. And energetic shifts have to express themselves in some way. And when there's an awakening, that means the old self, the old part of the collective, if you want to call it that, the old energy paradigm is ending and a new one's beginning. So when things shift like that a lot rises to the surface, and there's always a lot of challenges. So I'm just going to peek to see who's on. If you guys are watching it as a video, I'm going to start in just a minute or two. And if anybody has a question, a personal question, leave that in the comments, not on the live stream because the live chat's going to disappear when the live stream is done. But watch this as a video. Leave your question. In the next couple of days, I'll pull a card and give you a little mini reading as my way of saying thank you for being here today. So, hello, everybody. Hello, Robin. Hello, Michael. Hello. Yeah, I just had cataract surgery on Tuesday, so it's still hard to see. I had a very deep cataract in this eye, and one of my experiences is like, oh my God, everything's so blue. So I think the cataract I had robbed me of seeing blue light, and now I'm going to get my other one done too. But it was a very deep cataract, so the vision is still very fuzzy. But I do believe everything's okay. So good morning, Judy. Good morning, Ann. Good morning, everybody. So let us start. What do I want to talk about? Well, if you watched last Sunday and you know that I predicted more of a quieter week. I mean, I guess compared to riots in DC, anything would be quiet, right? But that's kind of what happened. But a lot was brewing beneath the surface. And if you look beyond mainstream news, as well as beyond those sites that come up that have either a right or left wing agenda. Like if you look beyond all the manipulative and phony news and get to the real deal, there has been a lot going on in the world with different governments, with different things going on in this government. So it's been a relatively quiet week in a very volatile time. We'll see what the cards are saying, but I don't anticipate that this week. I do anticipate a lot that's going to happen and a lot of surprises. So this Thursday, for those of you that watch my videos or want to, I have a video about little mind hacks that you can do to to open up your psychic abilities. And our psychic abilities are our spiritual abilities. So the more psychic we are, the more we can connect to spirit. So this Thursday's video is going to be on some fun little things that you can do to help awaken your psychic abilities. The one that I released last Thursday that's obviously still available on my channel is the 11th sign that you're having a spiritual awakening. So if you feel things are different, or if you feel that you are awakening, or you want to just learn a little bit more about that, I break it down in that video. So definitely check that out. And this Wednesday, I'm going to do a live transmission at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Eastern time on the channel. So those of you that have done my transmissions, a lot of people feel the energy because they channel through me, and we connect on an energetic level, because time's an illusion, space is an illusion. So when we work with energy, it transcends time and space. So I can be here in my living room, and you can be in Australia and still feel the energy transmission. So I'm doing that on Wednesday. Then on February the 1st, I'm going to do live mediumship on the channel again. So I do that every 6 weeks, right around the Celtic Sabbath. So it's Imbolg or Candlemas on February 1st. So I'm going to do mediumship on the Medium channel. So that's appropriate. So I always like to say, if you like what I'm doing, hit the thumbs up, and that helps YouTube to share it to more people. So the idea here is to create community, to raise consciousness, to raise the vibration, to raise the frequencies. And as I do my videos, I learn, and it raises my frequencies. And as people watch the videos, hopefully it does the same thing for them. So that's what this channel is all about. It's an awakening. I'm doing this to help to expand conscious community, and to have a part in this whole awakening process and cycle. So there's a big awakening that's happening. So I'm going to pull a meditation card for everybody that's here that you can work with this week to help you through whatever's happening, whatever's going to happen. So first step is just pulling one card just for a little bit of guidance and meditation. Then I pull 3 cards just as a little forecast for the week. What's happening in the energetic world as well as the physical world. And then I have my one of my Doreen Virtue decks for a little angel message at the end. So I always like to ask Spirit, or say a little prayer, dear Spirit, Mother, Father, God, to please direct me to the right cards to bring the best information that's going to be the most helpful for us today. Oh, this is cool. The Ace of Wands is a really good meditation card, because the wands are rods. So I'm going to see, I'm experimenting with the distance here. Okay, I don't see a glare, so maybe you don't. I use the Hanson Roberts deck currently. It's the Ace of Rods, but it's the Ace of Wands. Wands are the clubs and playing cards. For those that don't know, our modern playing cards came from tarot. So that's why we have 4 suits, we have 10 numbers, we have core cards, and the Joker is actually the 22 major arcana cards of the tarot. So the major arcana in the tarot got condensed into one card in the playing cards. So wands is initiation, it's energy. Aces are new beginnings. Aces are also initiation. So there's a lot of natural things. And I do feel like as you meditate on this card, you may start to get some ideas coming through about maybe what your work is in this new and evolving earth. Then maybe there's a new career or a new job, or maybe you're getting an idea that you want to write a book or do videos also. Yeah, there's plenty of room on YouTube for anybody that wants to be part of this awakening process and do videos. So the Ace of Wands is about initiation. So if you meditate on it, just kind of take a little mental snapshot of this card, and when you go into meditation, just kind of see the card in your mind's eye, but then become part of the card. So actually walk into the card and actually interact with it, and you may start to wander or see things. I'm kind of looking at this. It's a little bit hard for me to see, but but anyway, that's that. So that's our meditation card for the week. So if anybody wants to partake and indulge me with that, that's what we're doing. So I see a lot of people have jumped on a little bit late. We're just getting started, but this I believe this remains on my channel as a live event for 12 hours. Then it's uploaded as a video. So around midnight, you can catch this as a video also if you're missing some things. And where I live, I'm in the Catskill Mountains, relying on Spectrum Wi-Fi. My upload speed leaves a little to be desired, so I'll apologize in advance for any technical issues or any glitches with the video. So anyways, going to mix cards up and just ask Spirit to give us a forecast for the week. We have inauguration on Wednesday, starting today, and by the way, I have on my channel my 2021 predictions. That's like an hour-long discussion that I did on New Year's Eve. So I go into a little bit more in depth into my 5 top predictions. Just as a little sneak preview, if you haven't seen that video yet, the main prediction is awakening. 2020 was a very, I don't know what the right word is. I mean, I think you can find some choice 4-letter adjectives, but when it comes to energy and spirit, it's not bad or good. It just is. Our human judgments and perceptions say this is bad and this is good. And certainly 2020 was bad from a human perspective, but necessary from a spiritual perspective. So 2020 was about the collective shadow coming to the surface. I do believe 2021 to around 2024, big awakening. So I had my first awakening in 1979. There weren't a lot of people that had spiritual awakenings back then. Maybe I don't even want to speculate. I mean, I found people eventually that were awake also, but I think anywhere from about 100-fold to 1,000-fold of people are going to be awakening in the 2020s. So just say if there's 1,000 people that woke up in 1979, that means 1 million will wake up in 2021. So that's what's going on. And we really need to just hold our space, hold our energy, be grounded, meditate, and do long, deep breathing, inhaling the love and light of the universe around you. If you clear your mind and stop thinking and you become present, then you're not in the past anymore, because when we're not present, we're thinking. And what are we thinking about? The past, and projecting the past into the future. Like, this happened 30 years ago, and it comes up in our mind, and then we're projecting that past reality into the future. And that's why most people have patterns, and most people want things in their lives, but they struggle to get it, if they get it at all. So if you stop that thinking, just become present in your breathing, you start to feel spirit, you start to feel energy. And when that happens, then you inhale the energy, long, deep breath from your diaphragm into your heart and your chest, circulate it around your body. Exhale and release all the negativity, whether it's other people's energies, the media, the fear machine, the pandemic, the politics, whatever it is, your own anxieties and fears. Often anxieties are suppressed traumas trying to rise to the surface, but we're so programmed to suppress pain. We never allow ourselves to release these suppressed traumas, and either we're consciously creating our reality, or our suppressed traumas are doing it for us. That's actually now proven in quantum physics, that our minds had the ability to change matter literally because of the way electrons flow. But it's also activating spirit, and through spirit, that's when we line up with synchronicities and line up with the right people in the right circumstances, because everything's connected, everything's one, everything's spirit. So I know that's not really tarot, but I asked spirit to talk through me today, and I think they're doing that. So inauguration, a lot of astrological aspects, a lot of tensions. Let's see what we can pick up on for this week. So I'm mixing cards up. A lot of tarot readers will, once they finish doing that, will break into 3 piles, which I think represents the 3 fates, or the 3 pillars on the tree of life, actually, on the Kabbalistic tree of life, that is. And they're all like 3 directions that the things can go in. So like any other spiritual tools, tarot will speak to you in your language. So if I see certain cards a certain way, the spirits that work with me in tarot are going to bring the cards that are going to best describe my own meanings of things. So let me see what we have. Well, yeah, okay. Firstly, I was expecting something like the Tower, the Ten of Swords, the really ominous cards to come up. That really hasn't happened. So I'm going to show you what I picked. This is my high-tech device here, clipboard. So the pentacles represent earth. They represent physicality. And they represent the systems, the money systems, especially this 10 of pentacles is speaking to me. This would tell me that for all that's being forecast and all that's out there with with the astrology and the numerology, we're in a 5-year, which is a change year, a universal 5-year. There's a lot of things aspecting with Uranus and Aquarius, all revolutionary stuff. I just feel like, as I'm looking at this, I feel like they're saying something's going to go wrong. It may be just something a little bit weird or off with the inauguration, because that's around midweek, I want to say. And this kind of gives me the feeling, to say that I don't know if it's going to be this week, but that certain events or certain news or things that maybe the select few know, if you want to call them the elite or whatever. It's not really conspiracy, because in the last 3,000 years of history, there's always been a small group of people controlling everything. It hasn't changed. It's just gone, I don't know what the right word is. I mean, more intense because of the technology and everything. And but the thing is, I think what this is trying to show me, and I'm going to, because I need to look at the cards too to be able to get vibes from them. I just think this is showing, because I'm seeing this card reversed here, and I just think it's showing me or showing us that certain illusions, people are going to be very delusioned by things that are going on this week. I think there's going to be certain people in high-end positions that are going to display poor conduct that's going to be questioned. And that I'm not necessarily talking about soon to be ex-President Trump, but that could involve some of the Democrats, that could involve some of the media or whatever. I mean, the Seven of Pentacles is interesting because it's kind of like showing, okay, I built this up. I've you planted this tree, I've harvested this, these fruits are going, but the figure looks dejected, right? It's kind of like, what next? And I think what people are going to find is that they're not going to really exactly like what they see. Now, I get a sense there's going to be, and I've always felt there's going to be some level of violence, riots or whatever. From what I'm seeing here, I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but this 10 of Pentacles is just hitting me in an odd way. So there may be, some pretty large demonstrations that turn a little bit ugly, but I don't think anybody needs to be psychic or read cards to really understand that. I think that it's pretty plain, for what's going on or whatever. And the Star card is about hope, but I just feel like there's certain people that are really hopeful that there's a change of the guard. We're going back to I don't want to say what was, but whether you love Donald Trump or hate him, he is an outlier, he is a rebel, and he is in some way responsible for a lot of stuff rising to the surface that's been hidden. So there's a certain place in history, whether it's notoriety or whatever, he'll go down in history as the president. I don't want to say the president that changed everything, but the president that was in office when everything changed, and his part of it or whatever. And I just get the feeling that people are going to be like, well, I'm not really so thrilled about the changes. I mean, it's different or whatever. But I get the feeling that as this week progresses, we're going to kind of feel like not like it's anticlimactic. What's the right word? But like it's just like not fulfilling. It's kind of like, all right, this has changed, but it's the same old the same old, I want to say as well. And I've always felt like some big news was going to come up or going to come out. We'll see what happens. I'm going to put this, at least in my intuitive feelings, maybe a little bit later in the week or into next week. But I do feel like, in the months ahead, that there's going to be a lot of disclosure on things. And I've always said there's going to be some really big news of some very important current event, and I think there's going to be a little bit more information. And as I'm talking, I'm just hearing the name Epstein in my mind. So we'll see if anything else arises from the whole drama of child trafficking and stuff like that. So I do feel like there is a general, again, what's the right word? A general disclosure, but nothing so super significant, I have to say. I want to see what your comments are. However, all right. Come next week, I'll probably be able to see my comment stream a little bit better. So I want to look at this a little more, because I feel like there's one or two more pieces I want to say as well. I feel like the inauguration's Wednesday, so Monday through Wednesday. I feel like a lot of people are going to be watching this, saying this is really like a show. I think that what's happening is that people are going to be, generally speaking, not everybody, that people are going to be looking at this from different eyes or different lenses, and just kind of be seeing through things, and kind of realizing a lot of this is really show, and trying to really get to the truth. So I think there's going to be some unrest, and I think one or two things that either the incoming president says or whatever. Now, this also gives me a feeling of fall, I want to say as well. Even though the cards aren't directly reflecting it, I do think there may be something a little bit dramatic that comes up. I'll just put it out there this way, and I'm sure they know it, but they need to really have security really tight around Joe Biden, I want to say, as he's coming in, and stuff like that as well. So just peeking. I try to keep these at a half hour. So let me just see what else. I think that's about it. And of course, if anybody else is sin for any climatic underwhelming. Underwhelming is a synonym for anticlimactic. Yeah, so it may seem a little bit underwhelming, but there it there's I'm getting a really kind of oppressive feeling from this main card. The Ten of Pentacles, taken in its pure form, is a success and money card, and it can represent like governments and large scale activities. I just feel like something funny's there, and it may just be that Spirit's not going to show me exactly what it is, because they want us to be open and or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's an excuse for not picking up on it, but whatever the case, this has also the feeling of some more news about corruption in high places. And I'm not necessarily talking about what you might see on the internet, because a lot of what people think are the real news is really, I believe a lot of these news sites, some of them are far right wing, some are far left wing. But I think the powers that be start those to kind of keep us sort of in these kind of loops, or in these what's the term they like to use, in these rabbit holes now, like smoke screens, to kind of keep us from understanding what the real agendas are, what they're really trying to do, and what levels of control they're really trying to have over us. Usually it's follow the money and understand the flow of money, and you can have a good idea of what's going on. I think some of this might show a little bit of a delay in the vaccine program, or a little bit more noise against it, I want to say. So there's a general rumbling feeling, but it feels like there's going to be more obvious censorship coming up around social media, or more obvious suppression, or more obvious oppression. And I think that there may be a lot of freedom of speech issues or freedom of expression issues, and peaceful demonstrations being taken as something non-peaceful and having oppressive forces. You may start to hear the word martial law thrown out there a little bit more as this week comes up. So I think there may be a few little uprisings here and there, but it's very intense astrologically. That's not my field of expertise, but I do know that sometimes when you have intense astrological aspects, the effects aren't known immediately. Sometimes it takes a month or two for it to play out also. So I think that that's what's going to happen. So it may not be super, super exciting, but I think there's going to be some news and something like that. And I think some people are expecting, like last week, people were inboxing me saying, that the lights are all going to go out or whatever. And I was saying, well, I'm not picking up on that, and I hope not, or the internet was going to go down. So I think people hype things up and then they get a little bit disappointed. But I think the thing for us is to keep an open mind, not to judge, because we really don't know what's going on. And, unless you have some ties with the government or really work with high level spiritual energy that tells you, I can't claim that I know what's going on. I have a feeling and I have a general idea, and I've been studying this stuff since the 80s. So, I'm usually right about it. So I definitely have an idea what's going on, but we don't work for the government. Like, we don't know who the elite are or who's really running the show. And, that's basically, I think I've explained everything I can. So I'm going to take one more peek. I feel like the star card is more about, let's be optimistic. So I think those of us like myself and a lot of you that are really involved in the awakening, and you're awakening yourself, are going to still feel like a sense of hope or optimism. So I think we may get some good news, and I feel like we do have help, whether it's through spirit guides, collective consciousness, extraterrestrial forces, interdimensional forces. I do feel like we are being guided, and we do have higher intelligences. Thank goodness we do. I think that's why we're still here, helping us. And I think sometimes predictions are points of references, and to understand that time is fluid and that everything happens according to consciousness, that we create our reality both collectively and individually, and understanding that we're in a volatile time, and that some very difficult things can happen doesn't mean that they always will happen. So I'm gonna pull an angel card also, and then I'm gonna finish up. So doing that now. And again, you guys, if you miss part of this, it does become available as a regular video in 12 hours after that. And I think it's still up as a live event even before that. But it's for whatever reason, it disappears from my channel for 12 hours. Just how they do things. All right. So asking the angels for some guidance for the collective group here, where we're 38 people right now. We were over 40, so I mean, people come and go because they find us on search and on their home pages. But I think we have a pretty small but a really powerful group today. So for us, we get Francesca. So we don't get Bethany. We got her 2 weeks in a row. Today we get Francesca, and she says, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress. So this is the card. Let me just get this in a position that it's not in the glare for you. Here we go. I'm just kind of angling. It looks fuzzy to me. And I think that, what I'm seeing in this card is just to be helpful and positive, and to stay in your dreams, stay in your high vibes. Be in your joy, be in your happiness. If life brings you down, fine. Life brings us all down, but as quickly as possible, return to those high vibes. And the thing is, when it comes, because this is kind of a law of attraction card. And so when it comes to law of attraction, we have to be the vibration of that which we desire. And if we want something, we're kind of pushing it away because we're sort of telling the universe we don't have it, but in energy we have everything because all possibilities exist. So you want to be the vibration of your desire. You want to feel like you already have it, then you become magnetic to it. I mean, that's overly simplistic, but that's basically how energy works. That's how the law of attraction works. Like Wayne Dyer said, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. So everything that you have in your life is basically a mirror image of the sum of all your energy, your beliefs, your programming, your hopes, your dreams, your self-perceptions. All that goes into it. So this is telling us work on just being positive, visualizing like we have our desires, and just not worrying about it and doing the right things on a physical level, and you're going to create it. So I'm going to end on this by wishing everybody a very happy Martin Luther King Day. And it's interesting because Martin Luther King was all about freedom and inequality. So let's hold his message in our hearts also. Um, and we'll all get through this. This is an awakening. We're going to get through this. So I promise. So it's 11:33. Enjoy the rest of your day. This Wednesday, I'm going to do a live, guided meditation, but an energy transmission to help clear us. So that's not planned, but that is inauguration day. So maybe we're going to need a little bit of an energetic charge and a reboot. So I do this energetic channeling where spirit works through me, raises my vibrations, charges me up, and then I can share that with you. So we connect with spirit and energy. Then on February the 1st, I'm going to do live mediumship on the channel. And what else? Yeah, if you believe you're having an awakening and you're not sure, or if you want to compare notes, my last videos is the 11th sign that you're having a spiritual awakening. And then this Thursday, I'm releasing a video about developing your psychic abilities, because those are your spiritual abilities. So the stronger your psychic abilities are, the more connected to spirit and the more information you're going to get. Whether you believe it's through the quantum field or through God, it's the same thing. And if we open up our spirit senses, then we can start to get information through that way. So, wish you all an amazing day. Thanks for joining me. Namaste and peace, everybody. And we'll see you next time.